There's so many ideas that you could have when it comes to creating an e-commerce business. And today, it's a beautiful day. So I figured, you know what? Let me share with you some interesting thoughts that I've been having lately around a brand called Mad Rabbit. Now, this is an 8-figure brand and it's very simple. What they do is they sell tattoo recovery creams and stuff like that. So super niche down idea, yet extremely successful, right? I mean, a 10 million plus store is not an easy feat, of course, and it's in a very segmented niche. So this is the stuff that I try to emphasize a lot to you guys, especially those of you that are trying to start your stores, is that sometimes it's actually a really good idea to get very niche down. Like think of a very specific demographic. So for example, with these people, they're really going after the tattoo community, which is actually huge. So for example, they're selling a lot of these balms to make sure that your tattoos heal correctly. They're selling sunscreen so that your tattoos don't get damaged by the sun. So instead of just using some random sunscreen, you can use theirs if you are big into tattoos. So this is the power of targeting a very specific audience. I'm covering my face right now because the sun is like so bright right now. I should probably put my blinds down, but that's just going to make the video so dark. Now, the next thing I want to talk about here is a trend that I'm seeing. So as you see here, fake tattoos are actually pretty popping off, right? Like this is something that is unprecedented. It shows that people are starting not to want to commit to tattoos. If we look at the tattoos trend, we can see that it's actually declining. However, when we look at the tattoo trend, it is popping off. Like, look at this. This is so consistent. So this is actually kind of what you want to see in some ways when it comes to starting a business, because you know there's a market that you can address. So that's a pretty convincing line here that if you're creating tattoo related products, even if it's literally just tattoo related merch, right? Like maybe if you make a print on demand store for tattoo people, like it could pop off. It could pop off, especially if you understand what I'm saying here, which is just like appealing very hard to a certain demographic. So that's something I wanted to talk about, is that the fake tattoo trend is also popping off. So that's something to consider. There's another brand called Inkbox that I think we've done reviews around, and they're doing fake tattoos. So that's what they sell. And they just recently came out with a tattoo pen, which is pretty cool, like a marker. So this could be some sort of winning product idea. You could maybe iterate on this exact premise and create something of your own. I don't know. The next thing I want to mention that I think is somewhat valuable is an example of why it's actually not a good idea to necessarily invest in a paid theme on Shopify. So if you're going to create a business, more likely than not, you're going to use Shopify for it. But what I see is a lot of people get sucked into buying really expensive themes, thinking that it's going to make a huge difference on their store, but it really doesn't. So what makes the biggest difference is actually the content that you have in your store. So for example, the Sense theme. Sense is a free Shopify theme. You can get it with the link in the description. Shout out everybody, every single one of you that uses my Shopify link to start your store. I appreciate it greatly. The link is right there in the description. But what I really see with this theme, and what I'm trying to emphasize, is like this wouldn't look as good without the right content, right? But it's not necessarily the theme, it's the content. So instead of investing like $400 in a theme, invest that money into some really good content. You can do that through Fiverr. You can do that through Sona. That's a brand that does content for somewhat affordable prices. That's reasonable. And you're going to be able to create something much higher converting than just like a paid theme with ugly content. It's much better to have a free theme with great content than an amazing theme with bad content. It's 10 times better. Now, this brand is going crazy with community building. They even have a Discord set up for their brand, which I actually think is so cool. I think Discord setups are a really good idea for any brand, and you could just have your customer service manager, managing it. They have a TikTok symbol here, but it doesn't link to anything, so I think that's a mistake on their part. If anybody from Mad Rabbit is watching this, you gotta get that fixed. Then they got a huge Pinterest. So I mentioned Pinterest in one of my recent videos and how it's a really good place to just literally repost all your content to, because you'll start growing a massive amount of monthly viewers, basically not really doing anything. So this is a service that we're starting to offer at Akemi, is literally just repurposing your content, because a lot of people are not doing it. It's something that any successful brand could use more. I mean, omnipresence is a good idea for anyone, even a small brand. But as you see, they're posting a ton of content. So this brand is huge on content. And it's probably one of the biggest reasons why they're successful. I mean, having a content strategy is so essential nowadays to growing a community and therefore growing your business. And what's really cool, in my opinion, is that when brands do stuff like this, it makes their paid ads so much more profitable. And you'd be surprised to know just how unprofitable a lot of brands are on their ads. But whenever you're actually taking your community building seriously, your ads perform so much better. And then you don't actually fully rely on the ads. And the ads just act as an amplification tool, leveraging machine learning to amplify your business as opposed to, to rely entirely on it. Now, if we take a look here at some of their ads, like they're literally doing a ton of different videos, which makes sense because for a product like this, you really do need to explain what it does. Like if you just show me a bottle of this product, I will not know what it's for. So you definitely have to explain it a bit. This is a really good one right here, like this before and after. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really fire. I really like this one. And then they got a lot of UGC content, basically a ton of content that you could see on their site, or on their Instagram page, for example. So Reels, and then, YouTube Shorts. They are posting their YouTube Shorts. That is great to see. So most brands are actually not reposting their content on YouTube Shorts. So that's why at Academy we offer that as a service, because we understand YouTube, we know how to title things, and something so simple as reposting content every single day can increase your reach significantly in it without really doing much work. So that's why it's so powerful, and I'm glad to see that this brand actually is doing that. Lastly, I do see them doing a lot on Twitter, so they're pretty active on here, which I also think is a really good idea nowadays. Twitter is getting better and better. I think seeing Elon Musk building out Twitter or rebuilding out Twitter in public is pretty cool to see. And I think it just makes Twitter an even better opportunity than before. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I just want to give you as much value as I can and basically provide you my research. I'm taking a very scientific approach when it comes to e-commerce and online business. So we do a lot of research, and that's what makes it so easy for me to create some of these videos. And soon we'll actually be publishing some of that research into a nice little product that we're building. So stay tuned for that. I'm very excited to release that and see what you guys think about it. But that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.